what's up? It's Tachi and welcome to or back to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to be doing a very long awaited Q&A. You guys, I feel like I haven't just like sat down and talked to you guys in a while. I've been doing a lot of vlogs. I've been uploading a lot. I'd really appreciate it if you guys would go watch my recent videos. They're really fun, good times. For this video, I thought I would just like kind of like take it down a notch, chill with the editing. I feel like I've gained a lot of subscribers recently and I think that it would be really cool to kind of talk for you guys to kind of get to know me, as well as just share some of my opinions on things and what's up in my life. We got some really kind of intense and also very important questions. So without further ado, subscribe if you're new and let's get straight into the video. I asked you guys to ask me questions on Instagram. My Instagram is @Ringsby. Always something new, there's always something crazy going on in this world, and I love to bring awareness to a lot of things. I love to just share my mind, share my body, share my soul. I'm just scrolling through my comments here on Instagram, and the most liked ones are the ones I'm going to be answering first, because that means lots of you guys want to know the answer to these juicy questions. Alright, this is a massive trigger warning for anyone that is struggling with an eating disorder. I do speak about eating disorders in this video, my own personal experience, my struggle with it. So if that is triggering to you, please click off this video. I have a bunch of other videos on my channel that you can watch, and I just wanted to put that out there. Anyone struggling with anxiety, depression, eating disorders, trigger warning for you. I love you guys. You're incredible. Please seek help if you need it. Let's get into this video. We're just gonna jump right in, all right? Most liked question we have, 243 likes. Are you going to the VS casting this year? No, I will not be attending the VS casting this year. There is no show this year because they just kind of aren't it anymore, and I don't think people are finally coming around to the idea that that one ideal body type is not okay anymore. It's not all you can promote anymore, and it just doesn't fit everyone. And the average girl does not look like a Victoria's Secret angel, nor should they want to, because everybody is beautiful, everybody deserves to be represented, and that's why these days I'm supporting brands like Savage, X Fenty, and Aerie, and brands that are, you know, including all shapes and sizes of models in their brand. Also, I'm just like, could this prevent me from working with brands and stuff if I start not saying nice things? And this isn't not nice, it's just kind of like the truth in my opinion, and I don't know, we're just gonna be real in this video. Like, I'm over pretending anything, you know? There's too much of that online. Next question. If you weren't a model, what career path would you have taken? If I was never scouted as a model, I still would have been doing YouTube, because I started YouTube when I was 13, and regardless of being a model or not, I would have kept doing that. I'm interested in a lot of things, and culture and language being one thing that I'm very interested in learning. I'd probably still be doing similar things. Like, I would still probably be traveling a lot. Maybe I probably would have gone to some sort of art school, pursued acting in college, whereas now I'm just pursuing acting, like just going to acting classes, working with acting coaches, not in like a college setting. Some sort of artist, something in the arts, anything in the arts. I'm kind of doing it. I'm a YouTuber. YouTube. What do you and your boyfriend do to get through dating long distance? Okay, so this is a question that has 142 likes. You guys are clearly interested in knowing what I have to say about this. Honestly, I think that we're lucky in the sense that when we first started dating, kind of like started on a foundation of knowing that we were going to be long distance a lot, just because I was already working as a model. We got together when I was 16. We were both 16, and I was already working and traveling a lot. The foundation of our relationship was kind of built on the idea that we would be separate a lot, and so it was never like all of a sudden I was just leaving and then it was like, oh no, now we're gonna be long distance. Kind of understood that that was how it was gonna be. We just love each other so much that it doesn't matter, because no amount of time really matters of how far apart and being away from each other, because we know that we're gonna come together. And it can be really tough, and it definitely takes a certain type of person and a certain type of relationship to work long distance. And I think just being open with your communication, how you're feeling, trying to communicate, being honest with each other, having the compassion for the other person, and understanding like we're both doing our own thing, we're both doing our separate lives, and we can come together and share that as well. And it only makes you stronger, you know? It's like distance makes the heart grow fonder. What is that? I don't know. but it definitely brings us together closer at the end of the day. It is definitely weird because it's so magical and it's so special, and Conan and I are both very like loyal. Like that's never been something that either of us have been concerned about. It's like that's the last thing either of us are going to do, and I think it's like you just have to trust and love from afar. It's no different than loving close. Do you think people have misconceptions about modeling? Literally, let me just freaking tell you, I don't know what people think modeling is like, but it is not glamorous. Modeling is an extremely difficult career path. You kind of just win the genetic lottery. You look good, you're tall, you're slim, you're whatever the look is of that moment. Maybe you're just naturally beautiful, and so you get scouted as a model, you become a model, and I think everyone thinks that models just live this incredible life where they just take pictures and travel the world, have a lot of famous friends and get clout and become famous, but it's such a lie. Like, models are sad. Like, every single model that I know is sad. Like, and it just breaks my heart because these are some of the most beautiful women in the world, and all of us are depressed and sad and anxious and just hurting so much inside. And every single model I think I've ever met has struggled with an eating disorder or disordered eating of some sort, and I think it's honestly heartbreaking. And I'm gonna be freaking real with you guys. It was growing up modeling, like from the age of 15 until now. I'm 19 now. It was really, really hard for me. It's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure to look a certain way. It's a lot of pressure to be a certain way. It's a lot of pressure you have to mold yourself into what other people want you to be. And I think that can be one of the most soul-crushing things that you can ever do, is changing yourself, your appearance, your energy, your vibe, your personality to fit someone else's needs. And that hurts, and it's hard to recover from that, and it's hard to kind of come back into your own and kind of find yourself again, because I think a lot of models go through that, where they come to the big cities, they come to New York and push into an apartment with 10 girls, paying way too much, going in debt with their agencies, not making money, not working, and suffering from eating disorders, eating problems, starvation, because they never feel like they're good enough. And I think it's very, very real, and it's very, very scary, because so many girls are, you know, kind of manipulated into believing that they'll never be good enough, and that's kind of the way that the industry stays on top. It's very much a hierarchy where it's like designers, brands, agencies, and then models. It's like you are the bottom of the bottom until you're the top 1% of models that's famous. You know, it's like if you are just a regular everyday model who's like doing runway or doing e-com, you're treated like you are nothing, and money gets stolen from you. You get treated like shit, basically, and it can be really difficult, and it's just not glamorous at all. And everyone who always asks me, like, how do I start modeling? How do I get into modeling? And I want to tell you that you really, 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 really need to have a strong sense of self and self-confidence and self-love before even thinking about modeling, because it can destroy your confidence, and it's crazy. It's a crazy industry. I didn't think that I would like break down in this video. I just wanted to freaking have a conversation, but it's like too real for me. It's like I've been like hiding all of this like pain for so long, because it's like models are so scared to come out and say anything against the industry, because if they do, they'll be blacklisted or never work with brands again or be dropped from their agencies. So all of us are hurting, and we're not allowed to say anything about it. And I don't know if this is gonna hurt my career by saying the truth. This is the truth. This is my truth. That's the modeling industry for you. It's difficult and it's tough. Like any other job, it has its ups and downs, and it's hard, and it's not for the faint-hearted. Was gaining weight hard for you? How did you accept it? I used to be really skinny, and now that I've gained weight, I feel judged all the time. Gaining weight was really, really hard for me, because if I wanted to work as a model, I had to be a size 0-0 in order to get any work with the agency that I was with and with the ideal that I was trying to fit. I had to be a 0-0, and so when I started to gain weight is when I started binge eating. I had restricted myself and starved myself for so long that I started binge eating, because my body was so malnourished and underfed and just literally breaking down, that I was so hungry that I would binge eat. I've gone through 3 different eating disorders, which orthorexia, anorexia, as well as binge eating, and all of them kind of cross over each other and kind of have intersected a lot. When I started binge eating, I gained weight, and really fast, and I think it brought me into even a deeper depression that I was already in. It was because I knew that I wouldn't be able to work because I was gaining so much weight and so fast. I think I felt that I wasn't good enough because I was gaining weight, and I felt that nobody would ever love me or appreciate me or want to hire me because I was gaining weight and very fast and unhealthy. It was probably the most unhealthy way that you can possibly gain weight. Binge eating disorder is kind of where you get to a point where you're so hungry or you're so emotionally damaged, and either from trauma or from some sort of something that has triggered you into overeating. And so I would eat every single thing in my house. It was almost as if I was in a trance, and I would eat everything, and then probably like thousands of calories at a time, and then once I'd stop, it was just this overwhelming sense of guilt that just brought me deeper and deeper into a very deep depression. And I can't believe I'm like actually talking about this online. It's probably the scariest thing that, oh my god. I'm sorry, I don't want to be that person that cries on YouTube. But everyone wants me to talk about my eating disorder experience, and it's just like, I'm still recovering, you know, like I'm not through it, like it's just like hard. But I want to be open because I want to be someone who sheds light on topics like this, because it's like taboo or whatever, and nobody talks about it, especially in this industry. But I started to gain weight, and I would go into my agency and they would just give me this look of disgust, and it pushed me further into my eating disorder, because I would restrict and binge, restrict and binge, and restrict and binge, and I would lose weight and gain weight and lose weight and gain weight. It was really hard for me. But once I saw an eating disorder specialist, and I started working on my mental health with therapist, and kind of like tapped more into my spirituality, and I was able to come to this place where I had to forgive myself, and I had to learn to love myself again, and I felt like I had just lost myself amidst everything. And I think it was mostly my ego that was controlling my life. It was this like hunger for fame and for fortune and for the model ideal, and I think it was really hard for me to realize that that's not where my heart lies. I don't want to have to seek the approval from others based on my appearance. I had to realize that my worth does not lie in the way that I look, and my body is beautiful at any size and beautiful in its natural form. Health is a priority, and if I want to live a long life and do the things that I love, then I need to feed myself, and I need to love myself. I kind of came to this point where I realized that I needed to heal, but it took me a really long time, and I'm gonna make a full video on this maybe. Kind of just realized my worth, and it was just over time. I was able to get to a healthy weight naturally, and I love myself, and I'm learning to love myself every single day. I kind of realized that my body is my vehicle, and I'm not my body. This is not me. This is not who I am. This is what carries me, and it's what allows me to surf and hike and dance and play and run and even just walk. It allows me to express myself. It allows me to create this beautiful art that I'm so in love with, and I love my body, and you should too. I'm so grateful that I've gotten to this point, and I've really overcome something, and I'm gonna film a whole video on this, promise. Do you ever feel like you missed out on the college experience? Not really. I don't know. Like sometimes I'm like, oh, like I wish I went to college. Like I wanna like have fun, meet a lot of friends. Like sometimes I think so, yeah. But I have a lot of friends that do go to college, so I can like visit them and stuff. I don't know, I'm not too worried about it. I feel like I'm having my own sense of education through life, through travel, and I don't think so. How did you realize you had an eating disorder, and how did you overcome it? I kind of talked about that just now. Kind of talked about how I overcame it just now, but I will go into depth in the next video. But I realized that I had an eating disorder. I think it took me a while. I kind of realized like it wasn't healthy. What I was doing wasn't healthy, and I needed to seek real help. If you feel that you have an eating disorder, any slight chance that you might, seek help. Talk to a parent, talk to a counselor at school, and just do yourself a favor. It will save so much of your precious life. Do you have a model that you take inspiration from? Right now, I think my favorite model is Emily DiDonato. She is a beautiful size 6 model, and she is so inspiring, and the way that she speaks so beautifully of her body and her journey. She shared a video on YouTube about how she came to her journey of loving herself, and is really inspiring, and I think she's beautiful. I've looked up to her for years, and I think now I look up to her even more. I also really love Barbie Ferreira. I think she's beautiful, and I'm also just obsessed with Euphoria, so like obviously. Some other models I look up to are models that are saying something, models that are doing something. Cameron Russell, literally in love with her. I'm not sure if she's modeling anymore. I think she's just more on the activist side, but she started model Mafia, where she talks about issues that models go through, as well as just brings together hundreds of models to create activist groups and different things about different topics, and she's amazing and just so inspiring, and I really like her. So that's what's up. Do you believe in the law of attraction? Absolutely. I think the law of attraction is the most real thing ever. I think what you wish in your heart and truly believe is what you'll get out of life, and putting out the correct energy will bring back the correct energy, and I think that is just the flow and cycle of life. Is what you put out is what you'll receive, and so that's something that I very much believe in. I have definitely not mastered it at all. What's your opinion on vegetarians? Because some vegans are against it. I love you so much. I hate that the vegan community shuns vegetarians, and like, it's like vegetarians are doing such a big part for climate change. Like, they don't eat meat. It's like that helps so much, and so I think it's pretty twisted that vegans are so anti semi-vegans and like plant-based people and vegetarians, but vegetarians are freaking amazing. I think what they're doing is incredible, and they're on their way to a better world, and they're helping so much by not eating meat. So props to you if you're vegetarian. Don't listen to the vegans who are mad at you for being vegetarian. What advice would you give to someone struggling with an eating disorder? Just to get help, really, to reach out. That's my main advice, is to get help, to seek professional help, and also know that it will get better. Are you voting in 2020? Absolutely, I'm voting in 2020. I will be using my freaking right to vote. Are you kidding? Of course I am voting in 2020. And also, I think it's very important, if you guys are over the age of 18, please go register to vote. I will leave a link down below. And also follow the debates, follow what the different candidates are doing. Do your research about the different candidates. We are the future, okay? We gotta use our voice. Power to the people, okay? What do you like about being tall? I am tall, so I guess I've just kind of embraced being tall, and that's why I like being tall, is just because I am. I don't know. What was your dream job when you were younger? I've always wanted to be an actress. That's been my dream job since I was like 6 years old. I was like, I'm gonna be an actress when I grow up. That's still my dream, is to be an actress, so I'm on my way. Guess whose camera died? Mine. Hell yeah. Are you still vegan? And the answer is no, I am no longer vegan. I've talked about this in like a live on Instagram, as well as a few of my other videos. When I went to the eating disorder specialist doctor, I just couldn't really be vegan anymore, because it was too restrictive for me. And it's not to say that veganism caused my orthorexia, but I think it was something that aided it, and I think it's just too restrictive for me in my mental state, in my with like the eating disorder mindset that I've had, and I think that the restriction of cutting out anything is really detrimental to my health, my mental health, as well as my physical health. That's kind of like why I'm no longer vegan. Is for those of you who don't know what orthorexia is, I'm gonna read the definition so we kind of have like an understanding here. Orthorexia is the term for a condition that includes symptoms of obsessive behavior in pursuit of a healthy diet. Orthorexia sufferers often display signs and symptoms of anxiety and frequently co-occur with anorexia as well as other eating disorders. It's kind of just the obsession with perfection, and it's just like everything has to be a certain way, and it's very much a mental illness, and I struggled with that for a while. Veganism played a part in that. It's kind of like a way that I was hiding my eating disorder. I was being vegan and saying that I was vegan so that I could hide the fact that I was hurting myself and being very, very self-destructive. And I convinced myself that too. It wasn't intentional that I was doing that, but I've realized now, and with my doctor, my therapist, everyone, is just kind of like a way that I was able to make people think that I was very healthy, where in reality it was part of my eating disorder rules and that type of thing. The food that I eat now, the majority of it is plant-based, and but I can't have a title of restricting myself that way because mentally it's not where I'm able to be in my life yet. But for now, I'm incorporating things like fish, eggs, sometimes meats, dairy. And it's not to say that I'll never be vegan again, because I may, but it's probably never with that title again, because I think that could trigger me into my orthorexia. At this point in my life, I'm not doing that. I still 100% agree and believe in the morals of being vegan. I really do, and I try to do my part as much as I can, but for my mental health as well as my physical health, it's just not right at this moment. And so, you still want to become a serious model, or are you thinking of more of a side job? Like, do you want to do runway? I think that at this point in my life, it's not my main focus. It's definitely something that I'll continue to do because I really love modeling, like the good parts of modeling, which are like actually shooting, meeting really cool people, shooting really cool looks and really cool lookbooks and going to cool places. I think it's just going to be in a different way. It's going to be with brands that I really believe in and that want to work with me for me and believe in what I'm saying. And yeah, so not full time, but I'm definitely going to continue modeling. These are the questions that I was asked. This is the mood I'm in today. And honestly, I've gotten to a point in my life where I'm really genuinely happy, and I'm also very, very, very sad, and it's something I explained in a vlog, but I guess it's just like I've kind of found my way of balancing extreme sadness with my happiness, and I'm just kind of figuring it out. I'm just kind of going through life, figuring it out, starting to understand what it is to be human, and that every single experience in life is beautiful, and even the most hard times will serve you so greatly. And I think it's the things that we go through that make us unique and have our own set of beliefs. And I think that we just need to have compassion for each other because we're all going through something, and really just to love each other with all that we can, because it's so precious. Life is so precious, and it could end at any moment, and I know that's a lot to kind of just say. We need to treat life a little bit better and be grateful for what we have and who we have in our lives, and the real people and the real connections, as well as how we spend our time. And that's something I've been thinking about a lot recently, is like, it's hard to be a teenager in society right now. Like, I can say that a million times. It's like we're growing up with so many different things in our heads, like what is right, what is wrong, what you're supposed to look like, what you're supposed to act like, who you're supposed to be. We see role models, we see who's getting famous, how we're supposed to be, how can we be like them, because maybe we'll be as cool as them and liked. And it's hard, like it's hard for me, and I know that it's probably hard for most of you guys too, and that's why all these questions were serious questions, because I'm one of the YouTubers that will talk about stuff like this. It's gonna be okay, and if you're really, really struggling, I urge you to get help, whether that be a counselor, a parent, a trusted adult, somebody, even, you know, your best friend. Maybe you can talk to them about it, ask them if they can help you get help. You can always talk to a hotline, and also just to check on your friends and see how they're doing. Like, I know that this is National Suicide Prevention Month, and it should always be National Suicide Prevention every single freaking day. Suicide is something that is preventable if we just look out for each other, and also we kind of try and help ourselves to get help and know that it will get better. And maybe you're going through something really, really difficult right now. I know I am, because I recently lost someone very, very close to me in my life to suicide. So That's when I say like that I'm dealing with extreme sadness as well as happiness, is because like I've realized how like important it is just to like love yourself and like love who you are and who you're becoming, and just be grateful for all your experiences, even if they're like depressing, and even if you're like the most sad you've ever been. Like, you're living, you're breathing, you're alive, and that's incredible, because the chances of you just being born into your body, into your life, is just, it's just beautiful, and it's something to appreciate. And if you've ever like lost someone, you know how hard it is, especially when it's like someone takes their own life. It's just like you feel so much, like it's really, really hard. I just can't believe I'm fucking saying this on YouTube. Like, I don't think I could post this video. You are so loved and valid, and your opinion is valid, and your existence is valid, and no matter what you're going through, you have so many people here for you. And I want my channel to be a place of positivity where we can help each other grow and help each other. I think that's all the questions I'm going to answer for today. I love you guys so much. You are so loved. You are so incredible, and the way you treat other people is a reflection of who you are. And just be kind to one another, you know? Like, life is already hard. You don't need to bring anyone down. I hope that you are having an incredible day today, and then just know that you are so incredibly loved. And please reach out to anyone. If you reach out to your friends, ask them how you're doing. Check on your strong friends, because your strong friends are often the ones that are struggling the most. Don't be afraid to speak to each other. Don't be afraid to talk about your health and your mental health. Very, very grateful that I have a platform that I'm able to share my story with. So I love you guys, and the next video will be very happy and fun. It'll be a vlog. Let's make it a vlog. It'll be a fun vlog. I don't know if I'm even gonna upload this, but if I do, don't forget to go drink a glass of water, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.